right, it is Friday morning. Look at this guy. Aggressively. Okay, there's children in the back. HRU 7809. This guy down, lady, woman. Yeah, she's aggressively trying to go in the bike lane, but because her gas guzzler excursion is too big, she instead has to aggressively go down the normal road just like everybody else. And she can't sneak through in the bike lane, which would be illegal anyway. So this guy can. This is HLE 5036. Nobody's in the car. That's great. So it's a chilly day today. It's like 37 degrees. I'm wearing gloves, I'm wearing a coat. I'm gonna take this garbage truck here. I'm gonna go through this. This is why parking is really annoying, because then they have to pull out. What are you doing, man? Guy's smoking. He's got like some e-cig or something in there. Florida driver sitting here. This is 188 NLT and Jersey G11KAS. Neither one's in the car. That's great. I'm gonna go on this way because the DOT created such a cruddy situation here that it'd take me an hour and a half to get around the roundabout. I'm gonna go through the park today. That's how I'm gonna go. There's really not much to talk about in the park because there's no cars. So there's not a lot of action. Not much happening, which is how we like it. Haven't worked out all week. I don't even think I biked all week. So amazing how quickly you lose any like stamina you once had just a week ago. I mean, I am going up a pretty steep hill here in Central Park. But you know, so I started developing my ideas for like a TV show that revolves around like bike and pedestrian stuff that I think could be a lot of fun, dare I say. I've yet to sort of come up with a fun concept, but I wrote down a bunch of ideas after watching a whole bunch of Billy on the Street. So that's kind of what I'm modeling off of, which maybe isn't the best way to do it, because he has a very specific, he has a unique style that is his own style, and you can't really copy that. So I am making a mistake by like thinking of him as the host of any of these shows. So I'll give you an example of one of the segments. It would be like, I mean, they're all basically like Billy on the Street. It's like bike lane or trash chute or sewer. You know, where you go and you sort of look at the bike lanes and see how they're doing. But I do think that the ones that have the best, that's not a great one, but the ones that have the best, I think, appeal are probably like man on the street style interviews with people in their cars who are doing various things. So like people who are parked in bike lanes. Like that's sort of the classic one. It's like turn it into a game show a little bit, because they're all over the place. It's easy to find them. They're not moving anywhere, or generally they don't move. And if you come at people in a positive way, you can make light of the situation without really like targeting them and getting people to be really defensive. And I've seen this in certain videos, you know, where people are sort of confronted, but they're not like directly confronted, so they don't take it personally, they don't get agitated and all that. And so I think there's, I don't know what I feel like you'd have to explore it a little bit, play with the, you know, have some interviews and figure it out, but there's something there. And then, yeah, so you can basically do like interviews of kind of roll up next to the window of like a driver parked in a bike lane, right? And ask them about various things and say like, you know, I'll give you $1 if you can name the, you know, if whatever, if you can tell me the law that says it's illegal to park in bike lanes, you know, like stuff like that. Then I feel like you have cops in bike lane edition, where you do similar things but with cops who are parked in bike lanes. I think you also do some stuff with alternate side parking. That I think is a whole sort of interesting group, because those are people who can't move, right? And you know, you basically know when they're going to be out, because you know when alternate side parking times are, and you know that they're generally going to be immobile because they're sort of stuck, kind of idling in their car for like 2 hours or whatever it is, an hour and a half. So you can, I feel like you can engage with them and at least make jokes and stuff. You know, maybe even have several of them like play a game together, you know, kind of like when you find, you know, when Billy on the Street finds a couple of random people. Clearly I've been heavily influenced by Billy on the Street, but I don't really know like of any, I guess I haven't seen any other like man on the street style like comedy shows like this. And that's, maybe it's a uniquely like New York and Billy Eichner kind of a thing. But yeah, so I'm influenced. So you might say, okay, those don't sound that interesting or that funny, but I feel like they could be funny with the right sort of production. Obviously you also have just the more generic or general go-to, which is just like a good interview with somebody, but where the mode is on their bike, together, kind of riding through the streets of New York. commenting on various things, like where they enjoy riding, when they started to ride, like their favorite places to eat, their favorite aspects of the neighborhood, you know, and really focus on the kind of outside structures, right? Like which buildings are interesting, which areas have the most kind of history for them, that sort of thing. And then another thing that I realized that may be uniquely me is we could do a game show similar to Cash Cab, where you pick up pedestrians in the urban arrow in a cargo bike, right? So there's enough room, basically enough room for you know, sort of a small adult and then another relatively small adult on the bench and sort of in the front. It's not comfy, but I think that's kind of the point, is then you could film that and basically have kind of similar, again, really similar to Billy on the Street, but different mode, where you have some sort of interview or a question and answer, whatever, but the context is they're sitting in a cargo bike getting biked around the block a few times or wherever. And it's interesting because there's a lot of like just by being around and having an adult sitting in a cargo bike, like, is rare. It's so rare that people will look and comment and, you know, and all that. I think that's interesting. Obviously it comes down to like how interesting the host is and the questions and things and all that. Like, you can't really replace like the content, but yeah, so those are some of the ideas I was thinking of. Let's see. I think you could do, like, obviously you could do regular kind of bike rides and have them well filmed and mic'd up properly, so you don't have all this wind that you're hearing probably here. Then one that I was thinking of is like a tactical urbanism component, and this is probably very, very specific. This is a little more like Mythbusters, maybe, I think. And so this would be like using science as part of it and using like observational data. So imagine you, and then maybe interviewing some people like who are involved in it. So for example, let's take a crosswalk. A crosswalk that has no stop sign, no yield sign, right? These are very common in New York. When there's no red light and there's no stop sign, you can sometimes have these like crosswalks that are like zebra stripes. And so technically the law is that drivers should stop and yield to pedestrians, anybody that's even remotely going to cross the street. Now that's not how it is in practice. In practice, drivers never yield, like literally 0%, maybe it's 1%, but only when somebody's physically in the crosswalk and like you're gonna run them over if you keep going. And that's literally the only way to assert yourself in these kind of crosswalks. Like you are forced to do stuff like that if you want to cross legally, like, and force the driver to yield. Not very common. Nobody really wants to put their lives in danger, so you just wait at the curb and sort of wait until there's a gap and then run across the street, basically. Right, so there's nothing Vision Zero about that. There's nothing safe. It's just drivers getting the right of way and having zero. And the issue, I think, which would be the sort of focus of some of these segments, would be that the cues that the design gives the drivers is you have the right of way here. Go as fast as you can because it's really wide, And like, pay no mind to anybody that's waiting, because they can wait for you because you're faster. Just, you know, creep on by and you'll be fine. And that's obviously not the case in like Europe, where there's tons of treatments in narrow, you know, narrow crossings, signs, all kinds of things. And so that's kind of what I was thinking about with a segment that would be focused on like tactical urbanism, which means basically like basically going into an area and like modifying it in some minor way, like putting up plungers to create a faux protected bike lane. You know, it's kind of like half joking, but like half bringing and then bringing attention to a serious issue. And so take for example back to the like a crosswalk like that. You could film it, you know, get a few hundred crossings of people and show like where these interactions happen, when they happen, they don't. I mean, this is significantly more work, but it's a project that I've wanted to do for a long time, where you basically film like there's interactions, right, where a driver's going but there's nobody waiting to walk. There's a walker or pedestrian cross the street but there's no cars. So those are not that interesting, right, because there's no actual opportunity for you know, anything. So you'd have to wait and sort of get the situations where a pedestrian and a driver are interacting in some way. There's a pedestrian, they're waiting, and then a driver goes through, right? And I think if you film that and got like 100 or a couple hundred observations of that, you could then determine, okay, in 0.01%, you know, maybe 1 out of 1,000 or whatever it is, drivers yielded, like literally stopped, allowed somebody to cross, and then continued driving. You know, did it in a safe manner. Almost never happens, so that's your baseline. Then you basically do a little tactical urbanism to the intersection. So you come in, and I've been thinking about this a lot, like throw down some ropes, take like a big, thick, you know, maritime rope, paint it red, throw it down in front of the crosswalk, right? Right away, like, I don't know what'll happen, but I feel like all drivers will slow down. They don't know what they're going over. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. Maybe you put down more. Maybe you put down cones. You narrow the crossing, meaning you put down cones. I've thought, like, what if you just did jugs of water and dyed them red, like just use red food coloring, and had 2 like gallon jugs of water that were like bright red, and put those on the sides, each side of a crosswalk, so that as a driver going through, like you're looking down, maybe you're looking down and you see these 2 red things in the ground, and you might slow down because you don't want to hit them. What is this guy doing? Cool. So those are some of the ideas. You know, you can put up cameras or fake cameras to make it appear like you're doing more than you might be doing. So we're on 7th Avenue. This is a very dangerous spot here. I'm going to try to be very careful. Where are we? We're at 58th Street. I'm getting at 26th Street. So that's, yeah, 30 blocks. This could be a beautiful ride if it wasn't filled with these goddamn cars and trucks and like buses and everything. This does not make the city work. It's like congestion and just a disaster here. People think, oh, we should maybe widen it because there's so much traffic. It's like, yeah, we don't want our streets to be like New York City is not lovely because it's a highway or it's a parking lot. You know, it's nice because of what's inside the buildings and things and the people on the streets and all that. But I saw these videos of these guys doing like wheelies in between cars. Crazy stuff. I realize I'm doing that here. I am in between these cars. It's probably a terrible idea. But terrible idea is not having any protection, any bike lanes, anything here. Oh wow, this is like a disaster. And you got the cops just shoving as many drivers through as possible without any regard. Like, go as fast as you can and make turns and do all this crazy stuff. I saw a guy the other day, and same thing, same exact situation, but on the other side of the street was literally backed up all the way to the edge. So this guy should have been saying, don't go, because literally it's like block to block congestion. The entire street is filled, so don't go. That should have been what he was saying, but instead he is a cop and probably not well versed in like what you want cars to actually do. Guy's yelling at the cab to keep going. Everybody's like, oh, you wanted me to go. Oh. Silly me. I was just sort of just tooling around. I mean, I guess a lot of people do tool around. Right here. And watch me catch up to the assholes who buzzed me. Because we're all going an average of like 8 miles an hour anyway. And I think what drivers don't understand is what an average is. I am now going past you guys. Oh, no, not because you have a giant truck, which should be illegal in New York, but isn't. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then this guy is blocking the woman in the stroller. Thank you, Uber. Alright, so I hope nobody just oh yeah, here's somebody walking on the side. I hope nobody walks in the bike lane, but but at least I have my camera so you can see what happens if something happens. But no, actually this is pretty relaxing. Look at this 3 lanes of traffic. It's mostly taxis, a lot of commercial, and then you have these private cars. If you just remove all the private cars, oh boy, what are we doing here, buddy? That is nonsense. I do not like that. Don't really have too many places to go. Henry the dentist is blocking the entire crosswalk. Henry the dentist who now comes to visit you. Henry should get the fuck out of the crosswalk at 7th Avenue and 43rd Street. Yeah, New York, huh? Let's see if anybody moves out of the way. So again, it's not a crosswalk. So I have this is the worst. Look at this bike scenario here. I'm gonna go this way. This guy's definitely not letting me in. He's looking straight ahead like an asshole. These people. XCS C20, New Jersey. Duracube truck. This guy looking straight ahead, ignoring anybody coming next to him. What are you honking at? What are you? 87197MH. All-state sprinkler. Beeped at me. I'm gonna bet $6 that I catch up to him. I could bet more than that because I can see right now that I am catching up. See, this would be a great segment here. Like, oh, this guy, T776417. Why are you still going? Put on your lip gloss. Put on your eyeliner. This woman not paying any attention. And that's what we have to deal with. And then this guy over here, 87197MH, who beeped at me, Allstate. Okay, looking good. Looking at her. She's smiling. She's funny. And that, I think, that's the charm of, oh boy, don't hit me, don't hit me. That's the charm of, I think, a New York City bike video like show. I think there's something there. And, you know, because people realize, like, it's fun. Oh, this guy. Oh, this guy. This is the guy who almost cut me off. This damn cyclist is slowing down traffic. Nope. And I'm past you. Because being in a bike is, I hope nobody kills me, don't kill me. Being a bike is just so much more, like, versatile. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this, so I'm not even gonna try. That person went through a red light. You can't see the license, but oh my god, look at this. 1,000 people here. How is this not all fully pedestrianized? Avenue, 34th Street. You got a trillion people coming out of, you can see right over the way, Long Island Railroad, right, Penn Station. It's a massive hub, massive. You got 1 billion people coming out every second, right? Look at the intersections. And you're like, no, we think it's more important that like 27 cars get through this intersection in the same amount of time as a like 2,000 pedestrians. So crazy. Here also, same situation over here. And like we're just talking about logistics. We're not even talking, like I'm breathing in fumes right now. I can smell all the shit that these drivers are all, their exhaust is gross and it's dangerous, right? We're gonna go here. I go here. 30th Street. Oh boy. We got the worst possible congestion. Oh my God. And a cop. A cop just hanging out. And another cop. Well, they're not cops, they're cop cars. There's nobody in those cars. And a giant rat. That's very fun. That is New York. God, the number of people I must have passed, right? Is like just thousands and thousands of people. This is an illegally parked car. So here you can see they got METS, Traffic Operations Division, restricted parking permit. Expires December 31st, 2019. 135. I don't know. I think that's parking abuse. That's placard abuse. It's not really legal. All right, let's make some magic happen here. And yeah, this is Harlem to Chelsea in like 30. I don't know. I'll check my time, but I think it's like 32 minutes. Pretty quick. And you know, half of it's through the Central Park. Through Central Park. Let's see what we got here. This is like the dumbest situation here. I want to get over there, but I have to go around this crap and then down here. But if I'm a car, I get the valet service. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. This is a lot of fun. It's Friday. Have a good weekend.